Testing, 1, 2. Oh, hello, good morning, afternoon, or evening, or another time of day. Because who knows, maybe there's stuff in between all that. But hey everyone, thanks for checking in. Ooh, that's some good coffee. Today we're going to be doing more rigging. So, get back on that grind. Thanks for showing up, fellas, appreciate it. How's things going? Well, to answer your question, Jamie K, how am I doing specifically? I'm actually doing pretty good. I'm actually like kind of happy for once, which is pretty cool. I've been doing some stuff on the rig, and I've been doing some more stuff, which I'll show you in a little bit. I don't know what to show first because I got a bit, but at the moment I'm just currently working on getting the eyebrows a bit better. What else? Yeah, there's been a bit. So I've been going and learning Rigify and how to use, I think when we left off last week, I had like the documentation open and was like starting to research stuff, and I thought, oh, okay, this will get kind of boring. I'll like hop off and just like research this just by myself and try and mess around. So I did a bit of messing around, I did a bit of figuring out, and I've got some more like, the way the rig is working now, I'm a lot happier with. I don't know how much progress I had last week. I don't think I had the eyes yet. I think that's what I was starting to work on, if I remember. But I've got those working now, where it's like I can like close the lid. And this is all done not using Rigify's eye preset, because I didn't like that one, and it was like doing stuff I didn't want. So I just did my own thing with my own like custom deform bones, and it's still in the Rigify, which is for those who don't know Rigify, it's an extension for Blender I'm using, which basically automates a lot of the rigging process. So with these bones, you've got some deform bones, like these big ones. These bones that are visible right now, those are the bones that actually control the mesh. So here are all the vertex weights for what each bone influences. So the red means lots of influence, the blue means no influence. I've got all that going on. But then, you know, I think when you look up like a tutorial on how to rig in Blender, they basically teach you how to make this, and that's it. Like they'll teach you how to make the deform bones and weight paint, and then they think that that's the end. And it's like, all right, well now you can go animate your character. And it's like, well, yes, you could go animate it like that, but you'll find if you try and like move these bones like one by one, it's like a pain. So that's why there are ways to get around that stuff, which is why you've got like controllers. And that's what Rigify, like you could do this manually, but I don't want to, so that's why I use Rigify. So Rigify gives me everything else that I don't know why I'm only just explaining it now, but I figured I might as well, just for people tuning in the first time that aren't that familiar with rigging. So the controllers let me just move the rig a lot easier by making handles, essentially, like this. So I don't have to move each bone. And I think the reason why the face rig has been so tricky is that Rigify does give you this by default. This is the the default controllers. This is just an empty document I've got open just so that I can like remember what all of these do. I'm gonna be looking back and forward at this intermittently. But the basic idea is you've got all these controllers to control different parts. They have like eye sockets, which look like this. They got the jaw. So I've actually taken some of this in my own face rig, but I've excluded a lot of this. Like this one, the default Rigify one, has all this stuff for the forehead, which I don't need, so I don't have that. It's got stuff for the ears, which I've gotten rid of, and it's got like a lot more weird stuff on the cheeks, which is fine for a realistic character, but is not what I want. So for example, I can move the cheekbones and stuff, and that'll actually influence the top of the eye, but I don't want that in my one, because Gabi's cheeks are not anatomically correct cheeks, so that wouldn't quite work. So instead I've done my own thing where I'm just sort of using these big, I guess I'm using these to like pinch her face. So I think we did the cheeks last stream, I think, where I can basically use these to pinch her cheeks and stuff the way I want them. And I'm trying again to like stick very closely to how I've seen the Arc System Works characters rigged. And it's a bit tricky, that bit, because I've like done heaps and heaps of research on their rigging, and I've done the best I can to implement their principles into the rig, but they don't go into a lot of detail on the face. They go into detail like anywhere else, like for the hands, the arms and everything. Like especially the arms and legs, they have very, very specific detail on how they do it, and I've done that for my Gabi here as well. But as far as the face rig's concerned, they don't include that at all in the stuff I've been able to find, so I'm just figuring it out myself, basically. So I've got some models I'm looking at as reference to see how they've weight painted stuff, but these are like ripped from the game, so they don't have all the controllers and stuff. They just have the deform bones only, so I'm just using those to like go, all right, well, they put a deform bone here. How could I do that, and what controller would I use for it and stuff? So that's sort of what I've been trying to do with the face. So I managed to get the eyes, and I've done a bit of improvements on the mouth, but it's still not great. I'm probably gonna have to work a bit on this today. And then I've improved the nose a lot too. I think the nose I got very stuck on last time, but I've managed to get it the exact way I want. So I've got bones that kind of rotate the whole thing, so I can make it look like my nose, or I can make it look a bit cuter like that. And then I can move the tip around with this one. And then I've got this one that sort of moves the forehead. It's a little bit connected to the nose, but not fully. Or maybe it isn't connected at all. Okay, maybe it isn't connected to the nose, but it's... this one, just a few minutes ago, I linked this to control the other two eyebrows, which it wasn't doing. So this kind of gets the bridge of the nose. But I've just added these other constraints that also move the eyebrows with it, because I noticed that whenever I would try and move the eyebrows like that, I'd always have to move this bone with it, and it was a bit annoying to have to select two bones at the same time, essentially, to like get the eyebrow to raise. So I just linked them to this one bone, and I did that. This is where the Rigify research is paying off a little bit. So all I did to do that just a few moments ago was that I added this. So in the Rigify, in the pipeline that we've been doing, for those tuning in the first time, the all of these Rigify controllers, I didn't do all of that manually, because that's just a lot. So what I do is, the way Rigify likes to be used for this plugin, is that you make like bones in this sort of canvas, like test canvas, then you hit generate, and then it creates a version of the rig with all the controllers configured. So all of that setup is done in this, what's called the meta rig, and that's where I've been kind of doing most of it. This doesn't control the weight paints, this is just telling Rigify where I want things. So it puts in deform bones around the same spots I've put them, and some of these have specific configurations on them. So if I look in the bottom corner, you know, this eyebrow is a stretchy bone. Rigify knows what that means, and it'll configure it a certain way. To get the eyebrows to follow the forehead and the bridge of the nose, I just added this one bone that I've got highlighted right now, called a glue, and it's literally just a skin glue bone. And I don't really know how it works, but I know that if I like put it in this spot, or I have it touching from this bone to this, if I have it touch, and if I turn on some tick boxes, then it works. So it's like, oh cool, all right, that's awesome. So I like that stuff. I might put in a few more of these in certain places, depending on like where I feel they need to be, but I think there definitely needed to be one for the eyebrows. So now when I move that, the eyebrows will kind of follow it a bit. So, and I can make it follow it more. That's what that strength slider could be for. Like, I can make them follow it 1-to-1, but I just wanted a bit. I didn't want fully, I just wanted it a little bit. So that way, all I need to do to make her frown is just kind of move. I can like shrink this bone and then just move it down, and that's it. It saves you having to like hand position every little piece, which I like when I can just do stuff. Like, yeah, to get her looking really mad, you know, I just have to like rotate a few bones, and that's it. Like, it's great. I love it. It saves me so much time having to like go through every individual one and, you know, try and do stuff like every deform. Like, let's look at how many deform bones there are. yeah. Imagine going on for each one of those. That's gonna be a no from me, thanks. But yeah, so that's how the rig's been going. But I've also been I've been working on some other stuff as well, and I'll talk about some of it. I'll try and like do some rigging and talk about some of the other stuff I've been cooking at the same time. Let me just save that. But I'll take a brief moment, seeing as you asked how I was. to talk about, you know how a lot of people, they go like new year, new me, and they make a bunch of goals and then like they'll stick to it for like a week and then like never again. So I've been getting into a habit lately of trying to do a sketch every day, and I thought maybe you guys want to see them. So where's the first one? I'm gonna try and get to the first one I did. This was the first one I did, and it's been about a week now, and I'm gonna try and keep this up for a bit. Just doing other like sketch. I do this maybe like at the end of the day, like at 9 or 10 o'clock, before I go to bed. I drew this one because someone asked me on stream last time about the Gabi's backstory lore stuff, and I thought, oh, I'll do a bit of drawing of that, of like Gabi's childhood. So that's what some of the few drawings I did were inspired by. I've got some other cool characters. I've been trying to draw more like characters doing things, because growing up I would always draw characters in poses, but I want to try and get more like them actually like living, doing stuff. This was another one I did of one of the other characters. This one's a bit more static, but I drew a background on it, which I don't like doing backgrounds, so I wanted to give that a shot. And then this was the one I did this one yesterday. This was a really quick one. And then I did this one, which I think you guys will like. I did one of Felix from the game, which I think I might actually use this for something, actually, now that I've got it. So that's kind of fun. But yeah, so I've been trying to stick with that, and I've been working on some file management stuff for the videos, which I was going to show that as well. Because I'm working on a devlog at the moment. But there's some issues. What folder do I want? So, let me show you. So with the devlog, I'm working on this. It's a very tricky episode, and I'll get to why that's tricky in a bit. But before I go and produce and film stuff for it, this is my folder of devlogs. And when I started making these, each single folder was some kind of like each episode was a folder. So I got 31, 32, 33, and so on. And managing the files like that has been a big pain, because I put all the footage I need for an episode in like a footage folder inside these. But then what I'll do, if there's like an episode in the future that references something in this, I'll then use a clip from here in a future episode. But having them all in self-contained folders kind of makes that difficult, because it's like, well, what do you do? If you need to use this in a second episode, do you like copy and paste it to the new folder for the new episode, or do you put it in like a big common footage folder, which I also have, but it's just like a bit of a pain to organize. So I'm going to be spending some time this week to also like, I have a way I want to organize this, but I don't have a backup of all this. So I've bought another hard drive, and I'm waiting for a SATA tray adapter to arrive, because I don't have enough stuff on my motherboard to install another hard drive. So I want to like get that and back it up fully before I start reorganizing it. But it's going to be a bit of a project to reorganize all that footage, but it's going to make making more episodes, because I know you guys have been a bit starved content-wise, but I want to make sure all the footage is like maybe a bit better organized before I try and make more. But I've been working on the scripts and stuff. That's been kind of fun, which I don't need file management for. I just have a Word document for that. But yeah, I've been working as well to try and organize a lot of that footage, and also doing this rig at the same time. So speaking of which, let me think. I think I should probably focus on the mouth. That's the last major bit. There's some bit of tweaking I could do on the eyes, but I can probably leave that till later. I do need to focus on the mouth area, which has improved a bit, but it's still not really what I want. Not entirely, anyway. And actually, we could start with the jaw, perhaps, because the jaw is also not really... There's something about it I don't like. Because I've tried to do something here with... Because in Rigify's default jaw, they have like a few different bones for it, but the Arc System Work characters only have one. And I've tried to kind of do a compromise where I've got like two bones controlling different bits of the jaw, but... I don't think I like it, and I want to maybe just have the one instead. Timothy, thank you so much for becoming a member. Appreciate it. If, as an early access supporter, you'll get the episode I just mentioned, you'll get to see before everyone else. So that's pretty cool. Make sure to join the Discord, by the way. I have a members Discord, so if you have your YouTube and Discord linked, you'll see what I'm cooking. You'll see what I'm up to. Oh, thanks, Nami. I'm trying really hard to make it look really good. So that means a lot. So with the jaw, because with what I've been studying with, well, here's the thing. Because the models I've looked at from Arc System Works, some of them are from different games, and the standards have changed. So in some of their older games, they'll have one bone controlling the jaw, but in some of their more recent games, like this one is sort of similar, but it does this weird thing. Because I have sort of a controller. This is the controller I'd want to have, but it does this weird thing where it like scales this bit, which I don't want it to do. So I might remake that and combine like the weights from these two bones. Because yeah, in some of the Arc System games, they'll have a bone for one side, like the left and the right of the jaw, and then in some of the other ones, they just have the one, and it's like, oh, what do I want to do? And I think I want to just do the one. So I'm gonna make a save, and I'm gonna just get rid of some of this stuff because I think I will not need that. Or I just gotta think about what, because this bone, this is a skin basic chain, and that is a skin stretchy chain. Okay, so I think I want to get rid of that, but I can't call it jaw because there is another bone called jaw, and I don't want to mix them up. So I might call it like chin or something. So let me go and let me go and rename it. Chin. It's because I've got jaw master, which kind of controls the entire like lower jaw action, the chomping action. And this is more gonna control like the tip of the chin. Yeah, I guess chin is a good name. Names are important as well, because, you know, if you don't know what... The cool thing is, because I've been looking at these for a while, I kind of know what I can like name every bone from memory, which is handy. Now I gotta think about where I want to put this. Because I've noticed, yeah, I'll have it sticking out. Because I've noticed, because what I'm gonna do is I've got weight paints for the where the bones, the top and bottom, and I'm gonna see if I can just like merge them into one vertex group and just assign that to the chin. That's what I'm gonna try and do. I don't actually know if you can merge vertex groups, but I feel like surely you should, right? Hopefully. But I'm gonna move it here and have it sort of sticking out like this, because I want to basically use this as like I want to have a controller coming out from here. So if I just got to make sure that it is a skin anchor, because if you make it a skin chain, it's going to need more bones. And then I need to make this, I'll make it I'll make it a cube. I'll keep it as a cube. And then I just have to hit regenerate, and it should replace, well, unless there's some weird problem. Okay, there is a weird problem. Chin and glue. Okay, there's another bone I gotta delete. Because, yeah, there's because it also has this thing with Rigify where if you move the chin, it tries to take some of the mouth with it, and I don't know if I want that yet, so I'm gonna get rid of it. So if I try and regenerate that again, it should work. Okay, the fact that it's... Yeah, there we go. So now I've got a big box to control the chin. And I'll like... Yeah, there's my different layers. So this won't do anything yet, because there's no deformation assigned to it. But I at least have a controller. I do need to check, though, if this is gonna... Okay, it does follow the jaw, which is good. But you'll notice the weights are completely screwed. Where does... Sorry, I'm trying really hard to also pay attention to chat. Where does the story take place? Does the Anthro world have different continents? Ooh, or is there a fantasy Australia? That's an interesting question. I'll tell you... Here's the thing. Because when you get to make up your own world, you can basically make it whatever you want. and I've had a bit of a tough time picking, to be honest with you. But I'll tell you, as a child, what I was imagining, because all of the ideas for Feline are kind of just, when I was a kid, I just wrote down everything I thought was cool, and now that I actually have skills, I'm like trying to basically make 12-year-old me proud and make it real. But the world in my head at that time was, yeah, there is like, I think there was two worlds that I had. There was the world of the animal people, and I don't think I ever made up a name for them. I just called them the animal people. And those are people like Calder. And for those who don't know Calder, you should know Calder by now. But if you don't, I'm gonna show you who Calder is. He's the best person ever. He's, oh, where's the tweet? Why is it showing it? Oh, hold on. What is it with Twitter? It doesn't, like, unless I'm logged in, it doesn't show me my latest tweets, and it'll show my, like, Saul Goodman tweet from, like, 2 years ago. I don't know what the deal is with that, but I did tweet something with Calder in it recently. So that's this guy. So he's from the animal world, and you'll notice that they're a bit different to Gabi, because Gabi's a bit animal, but she's a lot more human than Calder is. Like, and a lot smaller too. Calder's huge. I think he's like 6 or 7 feet. He's pretty massive. So there's that world, and then there is a world of just humans. And there's probably a lot more world building I could do, but I just haven't had time. Because I do have a friend who also has his own, like, imaginary world, and he's put, like, he has, like, a whole history, he has continents, he's got, like, an entire lore book written and stuff for it, and I don't have all of that, but I do have some characters from the world that I like. So that's where, the sketches I showed, that is where, Maddie and Rue come from. Those are the two other cat people that you can maybe notice are a bit more, they have a bit more cat-like features to them than Gabi. And then, yeah, then there's the human world, and I don't think the worlds really interact that much until Gabi comes along, and it's like, you know, she might interact with some humans and some animals, and, you know, because she's not quite either of them, so it's like, all right, well, where is she, where is her place in the world, being not one or the other? That's something I always found kind of like a cool idea. Now, with this chin, because, okay, I gotta get because I'll show you the vertex groups. Oh, hold on, I gotta be in weight paint view. No, hold on, that's the meta rig. So I gotta be in this view, then there's a deform bone, which it's hopefully put somewhere. Oh. Oh, no, I know why. Okay, there's another thing I forgot to do. So when you make one of these skin anchors, like I've done with the chin, there is a setting I need to turn on that I forget sometimes. Where's the thing? There should be a menu here that shows me... Oh, rigify type, there we go. Oh no, it's in, there we go. Oh. There we go, generate deform bone. I gotta make sure that's ticked on. Then if I regenerate it, it will give me a deform bone, which I can then map to stuff. Because that's the cool thing, is that you can make skin anchors that are just basically only constraints that control other deform bones. But, I mean, I haven't leveled up that much yet, so I'm just using like them as deform bones. And weirdly enough, it actually... I must have already had a vertex group with that name, because it's already picked up the weights, but it's missing the ones from the bottom. So it's picked up some of them, because I named it the same thing, I think, but it's missing some other... There's a whole other group it's missing. So I wonder if it's still in here, because this is the vertex group panel. It should still be in here somewhere. I just gotta think what it would be called. Def jaw. Yeah, so I need to copy those onto the chin. I gotta look up if that's possible. Let me just quickly check. Blender, move, transfer vertex weights to new group. I hope that's a thing. Surely someone has tried this. Let's see what this post says. Data oh. I've used this for something else. I want to be careful though, because I've had a bit of a tough time with data transfer. Both have backup mesh. Okay. Oh my god, what is this? I'm just casually trying to read through this post and I'm seeing ooh-woos and nyaws in this answer. It's just throwing me off. I just didn't expect that. Okay, so that's what he's named his vertex groups. Okay. And before you ask, no, I am not naming my vertex groups that. Nearest vertex. Oh, is this? All right, well, you know what? Let's try it. I have a feeling that I will break something, but let's try it. I did use data transfer to copy normals before, so let me just see what he's done. Nearest vertex. Source. Okay, I gotta plug that in. Oh no. Can I not pick my? Oh, it doesn't let. Oh, it doesn't let me pick the same mesh. Wait a minute. Now his one doesn't have source. His has this. Oh no, it does. Okay, why can I not pick just the object? Does it not let? Okay, I guess it doesn't let me do that. Unless I need to make it. Oh, I don't want to make another duplicate. I've made enough duplicates. I want Gabi body 11, which is the current working copy, but it doesn't let me pick the same one. Vertex group. Because that's it has all this stuff. I don't know, maybe I'll have to make a copy. But I just want to copy the group from. Well, maybe if I leave it blank, it might just. Maybe it just knows, because it's showing the groups from my own mesh, so maybe that will work. So I need jaw. Oh, it only shows me one. It doesn't show me two groups. Replace vertex group. Okay. Oh, I need to. Sorry, no, that was the wrong menu. There's another panel down here. It's very tiny. Can I zoom in? It's all the way down here. So I got to do vertex groups. I don't. Let me look. Vertex, nearest vertex, vertex groups. All layers. Oh wait, that isn't the same as what I've got. Nearest vertex, vertex data, and then it has vertex groups, and then it shows slots. Okay, maybe it does need a mesh plugged in for those to show up. Well, if I, just to test it, if I pick one of my other backups, which I do need to clean up, no, it still doesn't give me that. Layer selection, colors. Nah, his is different. I don't have the same ones. He's got source object, vertex data, nearest vertex, vertex group. Yeah, his has this whole thing. I have seen this though before somewhere for the vertex normals. I've seen this stuff where it showed me like face data and whatever. But his is in vertex data, and I don't have that one. Maybe because I'll see because I've done this thing where it's like face data. Oh wait, hold on. No, this is all different. No, it was this plugin. I swear it was this one. Yeah, because I did this thing here where when I was transferring normals, I ticked on this, and I could do vertex groups, but this is not what I remember. I don't know. Why does this not look anything like I remember it looking like? I used this 2 weeks ago. What's going on? This is all foreign to me now. Alright. Alright. Do I need to plug? No, okay. No matter what I do, it's not gonna show me the same stuff. Unless there's a step I'm missing. Enable vertex transfer. Isn't that... Okay, that's this. Do I have the same mix mode? Select the mesh you want to transfer weights. But is... Oh. Alright, this is a lot more complicated than I thought it would just be simple as just copying one to another. Oh, this is frustrating. Well, I mean, I could do it manually, but I kind of don't want to. I want this to just work. All right, well, let's just like make a copy of that. Well, where does it? I don't know which modifier it needs it on, but we'll take it off. I'll make a copy and put it on this one, and then we'll select 12, which is the. Oh no, this is wait. Which one's? Okay, 12 is the new one. 11 is the one I was doing. So I'll do 11. So it's got the model plugged in. See, because these up here are like not at all like what's in this post. That's why I'm a bit confused. Because his modifier, it has source object, and then it has a bunch of this other stuff, which I don't, which he doesn't have. Unless this was, when was this posted? 8 months, oh, 3 years, 8 months ago. All right, maybe they've added more stuff. Like all of this stuff he doesn't have. But he has vertex data. All right, I'll try and find something a bit, maybe it's just a different version. I gotta find something more recent. Blender 3.5. Oh. No, this isn't quite it. I don't want to transfer everything to a different mesh. I just want to basically consolidate two groups. Maybe I need to search transfer consolidate vertex groups. Just combining them. Like, that's all I want. I don't want to like copy everything from one to the other. Oh, there is. All right, what's this? Vertex weight mix. That, well, let's give that a shot. Might as well. Vertex weight mix. Vertex group. Okay, what do we got? What was the name? Jaw. Oh. Group A. Okay, well this is different from mine as well. Why is everyone's thing different to mine? I only get one group. His has two. His lets it put two in there. His has two columns. Unless this is the wrong one. Oh no, it is. Yeah, hold on. Because I usually just type in the first letter and it gives me what I want usually. But let's vertex weight mix. Oh, there we go. So, okay, this looks like what I want. Shit. Now, I have no idea how this will go. But the basic idea is that I want all of the weights from the bottom to be on this bone. So that means I need to transfer jaw to chin. I just don't know what mix vertex set. Oh, is this gonna blend between? Okay, I'm not sure if this is what I want. Because I should be seeing changes. Replace. Vertex set. All. Replace. No. That's gonna be something I'm doing wrong. Mix mode add. Let's mix set all. What I'm trying to do, I'll explain for those tuning in. Sorry, I don't mean to bore you with more technical stuff, but this is how game development is. This is what I get up to do every day. So, I've consolidated. I had 2 bones to control the jaw, and I've consolidated it to 1 bone because I don't need 2. But the thing is that both of those bones were weighted pretty good, and the bone has already taken vertex weights from one of the bones I had. So I had a bone for this top bit, and I had a bone for under here. So I've got just the 1 bone now, and it has the weights from this part, but I'm trying to get the weights from this vertex. Hold on. There's a... Oh, I see what the modifier's done now. Let me turn it off, because it's messing with what I'm trying to do. So, I'm trying to take these weights and put it on this bone, which it isn't. Those weights are just sitting on their own now, with no bone to control them. So that way, this one shin bone will have influence, because I've already gone and manually done these weight paints, but I just want to put them exactly as they are and add them to this. That's literally it. But I'm finding that it's actually not so easy. Because I know that there's something I've tried doing before, where it's oh, where is it? There's something I've tried doing where you, in the vertex panel, there's like a thing to like copy, but it only, I have not been able to get it to work. Where it's like you click this drop down and then you go like copy vertex group, but it just makes a duplicate of the vertex group, which isn't what I want. And then there's copy to selected. But I don't think that works. It only lets you select 1 vertex group at a time. I was assuming what you'd be able to do with this is that you select 2 vertex groups and it copies from the first one you selected to the other one, but you can't select more than 1 vertex group. So I think that's when you want to copy them between models. I think that's what that is for. So there's no option in the actual here of what I want, but I think I'm actually starting to figure out. I think I know what I need to do now with this vertex weight mix. I think what I have to do is add vertex group A. I think that's what I need to do. Okay, that's not quite it. I want to add it to, maybe I want to add B. I'm starting to figure this out though. Because I had it where it was like changing the vertex group of this entirely to be the other one. And that's not quite it. It's not quite what I wanted. But now I can't get it to go back to what I had. This, because just a few moments ago, this vertex group was copying the other one. So do I have to swap these around? Jaw. Oh, I need to, I gotta have those modifiers on. That's probably, okay. Okay, I know why it wasn't just, I know it wasn't why, okay. I know why it wasn't showing. It's because you need to have these little buttons on so that it shows in edit mode, and it wasn't showing in edit mode. That makes sense. Okay. So I want to add, oh, this is so close. This is almost it. It's just marked everything else as red too, and that's not quite it. Oh, yes, there we go. That's what I want. See, I figured it out. I got it. That's exactly what I want. Now I just gotta make sure that... Okay, that's perfect. Alright, that's fine. I'll just delete one of the unused groups, and rename it. That's literally it. So let's, all right, apply. Yes. All right, now, when I do this, I'll get rid of chin, and I'll just have chin. Well, this was called jaw, but now this vertex group is now going to be called chin, and it's got the weights from everything. That's exactly what I want. All right, well now I know how to do that. Literally all I had to do was just turn on like, what was it? Show in edit mode, and then I could actually understand what it was doing. All right. So now what should happen is when I move this, there we go. There we go, that's what I want. But there are some vertex weights that are a bit off here, which you can probably notice. When I move this, you'll see that bits of her tongue come through her through her neck. So that's not so good. We should do something about that, I reckon. And we could make this a bit smoother. So now that I've got the bone working the way I want, I can start adjusting the weights a little more to get sort of, because this is mainly like, I'm probably going to be controlling most of the jaw from this bone. But this is basically like a tweak bone. So that if I need to adjust and scale stuff and like, you know, add a bit of character to the jaw, because in anime, if things don't retain their form between frames in anime. So the thing I haven't had first-hand experience with yet that I'm trying to keep in mind with this rig is that with the Arc System Works animations, because I've studied them a little bit, and I've noticed that they'll have a lot of these deformed bones that seemingly do nothing, but they are animated to give it that kind of hand-drawn look. So for the cheeks, for instance, this is probably the example I can imagine this being done in most, where if you animate the character doing stuff, you actually want to take like random bits of it, well maybe not random, but you want to take bits of the model and like move them slightly between keyframes so that it looks like an artist has gone in and drawn it again. I've noticed that they tend to do that a lot with clothes in their rigs. So my Gabi doesn't have that much extremities for clothes, like she doesn't have like a cape or anything. She has very tight fitting clothes, so I won't do this. And I'm glad I don't have to do this for that, because that would be a huge pain. But if you have an Arc System Works character that has a big cape or something, what I'll notice, or even like a belt buckle, I've noticed that they do this on belts, where like say like the character has like a massive belt around their waist. Each, like the belts, like the ends of the belt, like at the belt buckle, the little corners of it will have their own deformed bones on them, so that the animators can like jiggle them around slightly between keyframes so that it looks imperfect. Because when you see a 3D object moving and it like retains its form perfectly, it looks like kind of off, and it's like, oh, this is 3D animated. So part of the reason why these bones are there is to do that, and I'm sure there's probably more reasons as well that I have yet to discover. But I can imagine already having little bones where I can just shift them all a little slightly between keyframes is gonna like help get that look across more. So I haven't done it as much as the Arc System Works artists have, because they are way better at this than I am. But you know, I'm trying to get something. I'm trying to have some of that going on anyway. So that's kind of where the nose, you know, here might come in handy, or if you're looking at it from the side and you want this to just kind of move a little bit, just in between keyframes. That's sort of the idea. All right, so let's look at those weights. Yeah, you gotta create the 2D imperfections, that's right. Oh, hi, Ace. He says he wanted to pop in for a short time to say hello. Hope you have a great day. Oh, thank you. I hope so too. And I hope you do. Thanks so much. Thanks for wishing me luck. Yeah, I'm gonna need it. I'm so gonna need it. Okay. I gotta think about how do I want this chin to work? Because it looks a bit, because what I want to be able to do, I'm going to worry about the tongue a bit later. Because if I rotate this down like that, this looks very sharp. I want this to be smoother. So let's start there. There's a lot to do still on this whole rig yet, but I gotta just break it down into like little pieces and go, what bit do I want to fixate on at this particular moment? And yeah, that whole bit It's like she's got a big stone in her mouth or something. It's sinking to the bottom. I don't want that. So I need to think about where... Okay. What I think what I need, because I've got this master bone for the jaw, and I think what I need to do to fix this problem is I need to weight... This doesn't have any vertex weights on it yet. Mainly because it's... well, it's meant to just be to move stuff. But I think if I weighted bits of this to that bone, it would solve a lot of those problems. So we'll give that a shot. Because I don't know if I should try and bother explaining it, because I don't fully know how to explain it. But I've noticed that when you bend vertices to multiple bones, it seems to it seems to work. Like already you can see a huge improvement. And I know it's probably got something to do with like normalization or something like that. Like it, you know, the bones, maybe someone else can explain it better. I can demonstrate it, but I don't know the right words. I don't know how to explain it with my words yet, but as I've been doing the rest of the face, like the eyebrows and everything, because you'll notice that the head bone has weights to everything except a few areas. And I've noticed that if you have a bone that only has like 0.01 weight to something and nothing else, it acts up. But if you assign 100% to something else, then it seems to play nicer. And I kind of know why, but I don't have the right words for it yet. I'll have to like, it'll come to me eventually, but I just don't have the vocabulary to describe it. But you can see it happening here as I'm painting these to the jaw. You can see that it's like fitting better. Like less vertices are just coming loose. That's the best I can do to describe it. That's but it's working, so that's all that matters really. The only thing I gotta be careful of is that we don't like weight it too much. That's the only thing. But I think as long as we've got something, like this is probably okay. But I just gotta be careful that I don't go like too... I don't like do it too much. Because yeah, I've noticed that with the Arc System characters, they do a similar thing where they'll have that big like master bone for the whole jaw, and everything is just weighted 100% to it, and then there's a few other bones that like aren't. The thing I just got to be careful about, actually, yeah, this should all be included, I think. Or no, actually, maybe not. Maybe no. Because the thing is, some of these are already fully weighted to this bone, and if you try and weight them to both, if the vertices are already are weighted to something, you can have some like stuff you don't want. So I gotta just think about like where is the weakest. So the main is just the back bit where there's like 50%. That's what green is. Green is like 50% influence. So that's where the stuff in the front in the red is 100%. So maybe I don't need like that kind of area. I don't need that weighted, I don't think. I think I can let the chin bone take care of that. And then anything that the chin bone, whatever it's not picking up, like the slack from chin, whatever slack there is, I'm just gonna give it to jaw. I think that's what I need to do. So, yeah, because I've noticed that if you have two bones and a vertice, and if you weight the vertice 100% to both of them, it will work. Like, the two bones will control that one vertice, even though they both have 100% influence, but they'll have lots of tug of war, if you know what I mean. Like, they'll fight quite a bit. And they'll both be pulling really hard equally, I find. That's not how I thought it would work when I started doing weight paints. I thought it was like if you weight it 100% to one bone, it only listens to that one bone, but that's not what I found. So yeah, so the cool thing is, because I'm very familiar with the topology, I think I want a bit more weights here. Because what I've tried to do with the chin bone, Can I, hold on. I might actually I'll try and hide some of these because there's just a lot getting in the way. So let me just turn off all the controllers and stuff. Because what I've tried to do is each loop around the bottom here is weighted to like 0.8, 0.5, and then 0.2. That's kind of what I've done for a lot of the face, because I find that those numbers tend to work. So I'll remove those, because that's already weighted. So 0.5, and then this could be like 0.8. Oh, that does come a bit too low, actually. So I think I might leave those at like full weight, and maybe 0.8 on these. But it still comes down a bit too much. I wonder what happens. I'm just out of curiosity. If I weight these even more. Okay, maybe I should weight those a bit less to the chin, because that's kind of pulling them out in a way I don't want. So I'll loosen the hold on those and make it 0.2. See what happens. Okay, that looks a bit more natural. So yeah, what I'm doing, because you notice sometimes I'll use the brush, but the brush is a bit imprecise, and with the studying I've done on arc system topology and weights, they tended to, this is kind of more easy to show on the arm or something, but they'll deliberately do things where each row of vertices is like mapped to one value. So like for the arm, for instance, everything along that line is 1, like fully weighted. Everything the one below is 80%, then like 50%, then 20%. And it's in that exact like 80, 50, 20, 0. Like it's that kind of, it's that sequence for a lot of these pieces. And I've done the same thing for the eyes, but you know, this is a bit softer. So I've got a lot of influence, and then it tapers 50, 20, 0. I've noticed that they do that a lot, and it seems to work. So I'm going to do the same thing, but because I'm not that good with the brush, I just select the vertices and manually punch in the number. Because I want the exact 0.8 exactly, boom, and that's how I like it. So I've got this little thing here that I'm typing them into, where it's like weight assign, and I'm just doing it to exactly like directly to the vertex group. It's just neat. I like when things are just neat like that. So that's what I'm doing. And I've noticed that if I'm not sure what to do with a bone or a vertice, I'll just assign 0.2, and that seems to be a good number that works a lot of the time. So here, I'm gonna need the controllers back to look at this. I'll keep the deform bones on. Okay, it starts to crinkle a bit, so I'm gonna have to work on that. I need to give, because I want it to be very smooth. Like when I rotate it like this, I think I need to take some influence off these vertices, and it has to, it probably helps that the arc system characters have a bit more polygons, so I've got that to go against here, but I think I can do it. And I don't want to add more edge loops than I need. So yeah, I think maybe I need to add those some more back there. Because what I essentially want to be able to do is like rotate that and have the jaw kind of like a banana sort of bend to like where the chin is. That's what I want. So okay, maybe the 0.5 was good. That was a good weight. But I just gotta be careful then with I think maybe I gotta give some of that over to the jaw, the master jaw bone. Okay, that's playing much nicer. Because the thing I'm also a little trying to keep aware of is that if I've got 100% weights on jaw master, and I've got weights here. I'm trying to not to have it so that one vertice will have 100% on both, just because I know it can be a bit weird. But that said, I think I've only used this once, so I don't remember it that well, but I do vaguely remember Blender having some ability to like normalize all these so that it just evenly kind of distributes them out so that one will not have like 100% on both. I think there is something for that, but I'll probably look at that later. But if I can get this to just look right, I think that'll do. This corner though is a bit, it's a bit sharp. Like these three vertices here. Maybe I'll just take those off a little. Oh, too much off. Okay, that's a bit nicer. And then yeah, you can see here that this bit is like clipping into the mouth, so that's not so good. I think we might need less. Yeah, we need less weights there. And I don't think that has any weight on the jaw, so we'll give it... There we go. Okay, that's looking much better. Ooh. Okay, I'm liking that more, but you can still see around here, it's the bone is kind of blocking it, but the vertices here are starting to like fold. Like when I do it like that, the vertices are kind of folding over the skin. So I'll need to just yeah, we've got to make some adjustments. So I think these I just need to wait to, there we go. And okay, we'll just fully weight those to that, and that should, okay. Actually, you know what? Yeah, that's fine. I like that. That's kind of exactly what I want. Except this one vertice here. Except you need to have some weight. There we go. And maybe we'll give like a bit to these surrounding ones, so it's a bit smoother. Okay, that's much nicer now. Now it kind of like the vertices don't collapse and fold and do weird stuff as much. Although there is this something going on at the bottom there. But maybe that's okay. I think, no, those are just the way those vertices are positioned. They're gonna kind of be a bit wobbly like that anyway. That's okay. Oh, come back, vertex paint. There we go. All right. That I'm a lot happier with. What I'm not happy with though is this guy. What's going on? What's the tongue doing? I think I know why though. I know why that is. That is, yeah, because I've got, it's weighted to the chin. So I gotta take that off. Gotta get you out of there, and we're gonna weight you to the jaw instead, little buddy. There we go. The reason I've got the tongue mapped to the jaw is so that if I do move the jaw around too much, the tongue will not clip through things. So you can see now, the tongue is not clipping through the neck, because it's now been weighted to this master bone for the jaw. So if I turn my controllers back on, oh, come on. Yeah. Now, it's still not doing so well here. It's like pinching a lot and it looks weird. So I don't like that. But the rest of it, past where it connects with the neck, is pretty good. And then if we move this little guy, that gives me some little, yeah, actually that's cool. I like how that feels good. The weights feel good there. Cool. All right. I'll take a quick chat break. I'll save that. The Mr. Backslash says the top right buttons on weight painting have a normalize options. Oh, okay, cool. I might wait to play around with those. I don't want to try them out yet. I'm afraid that I'm gonna break something. So I'll play around with those in my own time just to see what they do. But this, I'm happy with how this is with the weights, for just the bit I did. But this bit at the back is like, oof, that's gonna be tricky to solve. I don't know how I'm going to solve that, because this is where it might be a topology. It might be the way I've muddled it. It might be a bit problematic, because in the Arc System Works characters, it just straight up clips through this. And I think I might need to actually move these vertices, because they're doing a thing where the shape, if I can draw it, it would make more sense if I could draw it. Because the rigs I've looked at, the neck shape is slightly different to my one, where the Arc System Works necks, they sort of like, they go in like that more. And then this comes down and just like, that's where kind of the jawline is. And it just basically like, none of the neck is weighted to the jaw, and the jaw will literally just clip into the neck. That's how they do it. But mine, I don't know if I can't remember if I did this on purpose or if this is just incidental, but the shape of the neck, of Gabi's neck here it's not as, like, it doesn't go in, like it isn't as, convex, is that the word? I think that's the word. Like it sort of has this going on, and that makes weight painting it trickier. So I think if I move these vertices like just to follow like a line, and it kind of like the neck is straighter, because then I think I see the issue. The neck does this thing where it like goes up and then over there. Like it does that, and I think it should go straight up like that. I think that's what needs to happen for this to like not look bad. Okay, so I'll give that a shot. John63 and the 13 says, I've been trying to do 3D modeling, but I just can't understand it. Don't beat yourself up too much, man. I don't understand most of it either, to be honest with you. I don't, like, there's heaps of stuff I don't get. But I don't know, you kind of just have to sit and play around with it, and then you'll kind of work things out. That's what I found. That seems to work. So yeah, I think well, I have to make a decision. Where does the neck end and the face begin? Which edge loop exactly? Because I need to really know. I need to know which one it is. I think because the neck weights have to be a specific. Because I don't think these are meant. Oh well, I probably weighted those for a reason. Because that's manual, I think. Yeah, I did this all manually, this bit. So I might leave those alone for now, but I gotta decide which. I think this is the line. That's where the neck ends and the face begins. But I gotta move some of this out of the way. But yeah, I'm just trying to think about that message with trying to, because I'm trying to think that, yeah, there was a time where I was like way more confused about stuff. I think the main thing for me that was like frustrating, it's just like how often everything just breaks. I think that's where I got very frustrated. It's not like drawing on paper, because that's my background. I would just always draw on paper. But it's a bit different where it's like, if you don't go about, like, if you're drawing something on paper, like, in terms of just the level of simplicity that is, you can't really go wrong. Like, if you get a pencil out and start drawing stuff, it isn't like, oh, if you draw the line when the paper is angled this way, then the line won't draw. Like, it isn't that kind of, you don't get that kind of stuff. Like, you kind of, everything that you do, is what you expect to happen. But in 3D programs, it's a way more complicated than a pencil and paper. So you think, oh, I want to model an arm, I want to extrude it, and then the extrude tool will not work the way you think it would 9 times out of 10. I think that's where I used to get the most tripped up, of just like trying to understand like how the tool wants to be like handled. And I guess I don't know, I just kept like working at it, and I'm fighting Blender a lot of the time, but I know enough about what not to do to like get some progress that I want. So I don't know if that's helpful. Hopefully, just don't feel discouraged, because it's like I had the same problem, but it took me like this took me like years to learn how to do this stuff. Like even to research specifically this style, like the whole Arc System Works method, I spent like, when I was first doing Gabi's model, I spent like 2 months researching it. And then when I went to redo it now, I spent another month researching it again. Like not even modeling, just like Googling stuff and reading. Like literally just a month of reading and reading and reading and reading. And then months more of doing and doing and doing and doing. But we got this at the moment, so that's cool. And then if I keep doing and doing and doing, it'll get finished, which will be even more cool. Like that'll be pretty pog, like very epic pog even. Okay, well now that I've moved these vertices around, because I'm just trying to think, do I need to adjust weights? I'm just not so confident about these little wispy, like 0.2 weights on the neck. But I'm gonna see what happens when I move this. I think I might want to take some of that off. Like these. I'm not vibing it. It's not the vibe. Oh, but it does, Yeah, I don't like that either. Although this is better. Yeah, actually no, if I just move these all up, if I take this top row of vertices and just map those, that looks better. Much nice. Yeah, see how it isn't crinkling. I don't know if there's like a word for it, but that's the word I'm using. Where the mesh starts to like crinkle up, like crinkle cut chips. It's like not doing that as much now. It's like it's maintaining form. So that's cool, but it's something is still like I've just got a feeling something about it is just not. It could be better. Like there's it. Maybe it might be I think the neck needs to. It's the shape of the neck still. It needs to come up more, I think. Like all of this. It needs to come back. I think that's what I have been... Yeah. I was thinking up, but it's fine there. It just needs to come backwards a bit. I think that will do it. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. No, I think that's okay. Alright, that's nicer, but I'm not liking too much this little vertice back here. Because it's sort of something's holding it down, so we need to investigate. Another vertice needs our help. I'll put it on your map. It's literally been my week. Look. Wait, where is it? Wait, where did that vertice go? I've lost it now. Oh, hold on. I need to look at I need to look at this from another angle and see which. Oh, it's this vertice. Okay. Another vertice needs your help. Okay, I'll weight it like 0.5. Oh, do I like that? What if I took the whole row? Actually, that's a bit more... Ooh. But then it's going to sag some of that down. Maybe I'll take that off. But maybe this one I'll have, and then this one I'll do like 0.2 and I'll taper that down. That's better. Okay, you know what? This is actually like not bad. I kind of like that now. Way better than it was. So now the jaw actually maintains its shape when you bend it, so it doesn't get all caught in stuff. And that, even if I move it this way, it actually, like, the entire structure maintains its shape. And these vertices here are kind of the pull points. I don't know if you guys remember last week, but I was trying to describe with these big gaps in vertices for the arms and the knees, the way I'm looking at them is basically like pull strings. So like all of these vertices here are basically there to like pull up what's on the other side. And that's sort of how the neck is, but admittedly, maybe I could have made that gap bigger so that when I move this down, like those edges are kind of like, I'm looking at them like strings and they're just pulling the jaw towards it. And then they pull it, they like, you know, push it out of the way like that. That's sort of how I'm seeing those vertices. But, I mean, yeah, all right. I reckon that's all right. But there's more. There's always more. There's something I'm forgetting, because I'm trying to think like what else is there to do, but I know that there's more. Because there's no way the face is just done. Because I don't want to say it's done, but that's everything I can remember. And it's like, no, surely that wasn't it, right? Like, surely there's more. Okay, there is a bit more. There is a little more. Something's pinching there. I don't like that. Oh, I know why that's happening now. Okay, I'll need to sort out some of the weights on the other bones now that I've mapped those vertices to the jaw, because we're gonna have some minor problems. You see how it's like pinching some of this out? I know why that's going on. I'll try and demonstrate this. It's because this is the bone for the cheek, and now the jaw is taking those vertices with it. So we need to figure out what to do here. Okay, not that. I think maybe we need to take the jaw and like map this ringlet to it a bit. Yeah, that should, I'll try that again, not with the brush tool, because it's a bit sloppy. Because I already needed, on this row of vertices, I needed stuff there anyway, so I might just take all of this and map it like 0.5. That's better. And then maybe for these two, I'll do 0.8. And then this one 0.8. And then this one 0.6. And then this one 0.5. That's better? It still looks a little... Maybe if I just weight them all 100%. Actually, 100% does look better. Okay, let's try and move this. All right, actually, that's cool. That's perfect. Or except that, I could. Maybe I need to relax them a little bit. Because I just, yeah, it's taking a bit too much. So I gotta. And that's the thing, I'm trying it with these extreme poses because it helps me kind of see better what's going on. So if I weight those to 0.2, will that make that, oh no, it kind of crinkles it more. It's just when I see vertices that, you know that thing that happens? I don't know how to word it, but that thing that happens when you have like a face and it like folds on itself. I try to avoid having that happen if it can be helped, just out of principle, because it just looks, yeah, like here, that needs a bit of weight to it. But it's this row. This specific row of, I don't know, maybe I need to take more. Maybe I need to weight that more, because there's the surrounding bones that I have ignored. So maybe that needs more weight on some of these. That's actually nice. Yeah, see, it's a bit smoother now. That's more like it. So if I move that, and then if I move this, oh, except, no. It looked good at that angle. Let me undo that. I went a bit... See, this is why that's why I try to be very careful about weighting things 100 to, like, fully to something. Because then we get this to start to happen. So I'll move this out. If I just expand these out a lot, I know this is like a very unrealistic expression. Bear with me. I just need to work out how I want this weighted. Maybe, oh, okay, maybe the actual face bone, I need to have that pulling some of this down. Perhaps. Oh. Okay, well I think I undid most of that, but it's for whatever reason. I'm gonna take that off. It's not vertice, it's vertex? Oh, well, sorry. Okay. I don't know. You know what I mean. You know what I'm saying. I've heard the word vertice singular though. I've heard that word said before. So I got that from somewhere. I don't know where I got it from, but someone else has used that word and I must have picked it up. I think this thing I'm trying to do, I think it might be to the main head bone that it needs to hold down more of these weights, I think. I guess that might be as good as I can get it. Like, that is the least... It's an unnatural pose, but I expect... It's just when I get these weird folds here, that's where I start to worry. And I think maybe this could be the best I could get it. Actually, this one, where it goes down, that's just literally the way I've modeled it. Okay, that's not a weight paint problem. That's just, the way it's actually modeled does that, so no amount of weight paint can solve that. I guess that's fine then. Alright. Let me save and try, because I'm forgetting something. It'll come to me. It'll come to me, but I just want to like play with the rig and see how it feels. The jaw's feeling much better. It's more firm. This feels much nicer. Although, or we might need to take these, weight them a little bit more to it because it's sort of crunching. When I move it that way, it starts to crunch a bit. So I want to be careful. But then if I weight it too much, if I pull it down, it's going to take too much of it with it. So I got to be careful. Because yeah, this crunching at the back, I'm not like the skin is like pinching inwards. I don't like that. I don't like it doing that. But it's better, and that's fine. That's pretty good. And what else did I touch anything else? I think I just did the jaw so far. Okay. What am I forgetting? There's the mouth area, which, I'm not looking forward to. And the eyes, that's right. Actually, the pupils are not weighted yet. Oh, what do I want to pick? Because I've got two things left for the face. It's the eyes and the mouth. What do I want to pick? What do I want to put up with today? Oh. Because that, I think I've spent enough on the jaw. I'll probably come back and tweak it a bit later. I need to work on something else. I'm getting a bit tired of the jaw. Oh, the eyes weight paint wise should be easy, but controller wise is going to be tricky. That's going to be kind of hard. So let's save. Because here's the thing with the eyes. How do I want to get... Okay, so the thing with the eyes, I'm going to go back real quick to default Rigify preset, which I have open on my blank document here. I've got the deform bones on and the controllers on, and I should probably hide some of this. Yeah, I only really need these on. So with Rigify, when you make an eye, it does this, it likes to do this thing where when you've got this controller that you're supposed to control the eyes with, but you'll notice that when you move them, it like moves the entire eye socket. And that's cool for realistic characters, but it's not what I want. And also, I do not have those eye sockets presets anymore. I've like made my own eye sockets. So this might not even work, trying to do it like this. One thing I do like it has though is that it has these deform bones here for the pupils and the eyeball that actually rotate it. I want that, I just don't want the stuff around it. So what I've tried to do is I still have that controller in my one, but you'll notice that it's like, I've got the eye socket, like this circle, but it doesn't do anything. And I don't have those sunglass looking controllers, these things. I don't have these. The reason is because for that eye to work, you kind of need the entire component. And I only want like one piece of it. Like I just want the pupil. That's literally it. But to generate this with Rigify, you need to have the eyelid. You need to have the top and bottom eyelid. And I don't like the top and bottom eyelid because it's weird. Like it works fine for realistic characters, but it does not work. Like this stuff I do where I can move it and it only really moves in a circle. I want to be able to move it anywhere. I don't want to have these weird constraints on them. And it like compresses and stretches the ends of the eye, which on a normal human is fine, but for an anime eye, it kind of throws off the entire shape when you do that. So that's why what I did earlier this week was that I made my own custom eyelids using just skin anchors instead, and I parented them in a specific way that I want, and I've weighted them in a certain way so that I can do stuff with them that you wouldn't really do with like a normal eye. For example, like these won't rotate. Like you see, if I'm trying to rotate the top, the bones don't move, because you can't do that with a real eye. But in this case, I want to be able to rotate her eye like this, like the top eyelid, because it kind of changes the expression. So if I rotate it like that, like that's like an exaggerated anime expression, right? Like she looks cross. And if I move her eyebrows down as well to compensate, she looks very angry and upset. And you can't really pull that pose off with the Rigify default controllers. You just can't do that. So that's why I've done my own thing here. But because I've done my own thing, it doesn't let me generate the eye. So I have to come up with my own solution for how I'm going to do that. And I have an idea, but I haven't implemented it. But there's the bits I want to borrow, which I can't borrow, so I'll have to do my own solution. Because I like having this thing where you just take bits of this and it moves. You can basically use this like mask, like this Incredibles mask looking thing, to just control where the eyes are looking. You could also make it, and this is the bit I'm not sure how I'm going to pull off, but you can make it so that these stay fixed, so that when you move the character's head, the eyes will stay like tracking. And that's cool. I like that you can do that. But because I'm using not the way it wants me to do it, it's not going to give me that. So I'm trying to think of a way to like somehow do that myself, but I don't know. I gotta break this down a bit. The main thing I need is just some way to move the pupil, like something to just weight and move the pupil with. Now, the Arc System Works rigs, I don't know what their controllers look like, but I know what their bones look like. And their bones are interesting, because what they do is, they have a bone that goes like this. And it rotates from this axis. So that when you rotate it, it goes like that, and it basically moves the eye up and down like that. And it kind of follows... It basically... how to explain it? it basically makes it so that when you take the eye, instead of moving the eye, you rotate it, and it like pivots from behind the eye so that it goes up and down. And the angle of it sort of stays with the head. And that way it kind of moves only in a circular motion. Like, its range of movement is this, so it can't clip outside the head. And that's cool. I want to do that. But at the same time, one thing I don't like so much that I think I might be able to do something about, I think. Because there's this thing where if you rotate the eye, can I like, let me clear some of this out. So if I rotate the eye like that, because it'll go up this way, this is very exaggerated. I'm not going to put it through a full head, obviously, but just to demonstrate. Because what's going to happen to the eye is that it's going to rotate like this, and the eye is going to be facing up. But what I want is I want it to move in this circle, but I want the rotation to stay, like, I don't know why it's lagging. Like, I want the rotation to stay that way. I don't want it to start facing that way. I want it to stay facing forward, but just move in that circular way. That's what I want to try and do. So I think what I'm going to need, some kind of movement, some kind of bone, non-deformed bone as a constraint, and then a deformed bone that just controls the eye that's parented to. I think I'm going to need something like that. So I'm just going to see what happens. I have a rough plan in my head on how I expect this to go down. We're going to see what we can accomplish. So we're going to go back. Oh wait, which mesh? Because I got a duplicate here. Okay, number 11, that's right. So we got to go back to the meta rig, and we got to. I've already got one in here that is meant to move the whole eye socket, and I want to keep that in. But I need to have like one that just controls the pupil, and this is all gonna. Oh, will it be attached to the eye? I mean, I guess maybe it will. So I'll make a copy of this, and we'll call this what will I call this? I don't know if pupil is a good name. I think, yeah, we'll call this. Well, what's the actual name? No, it's not pupil. Well, actually, we do need one for pupil, so we'll call that pupil. But there's another bone I'm going to need for like the eye socket itself. Or no, I think I've got a better idea for how I'll do the eye socket. Because let's look at, because with Rigify, they don't quite do it this way. They have their own kind of weird constraints here that they kind of achieve the same thing with. But I'm trying to find where this is. Yeah, so that eye, it's sort of similar. Like those bones that kind of go into the eye and behind, I essentially want that. So there's eye and iris. I just got to see what those are called. Okay, maybe I do want it. I want to just use that same bone because I do have LI there already. But I just need the iris part. So maybe I'll just use that as the same thing. Because one thing that this bone also does is that it has the entire like socket. Like it's this big. That's what it turns into. That LI bone. It turns into this circle where everything is parented to. But I also want. Actually, yeah. Okay, I can see how this will work. Because I want the pivot point of that, the origin, to be behind the head. Which this one it is, but it's shallow, and I'm gonna have mine a bit deeper. So I think this is actually kind of what I want. All right. So I'll have LI, or yeah, IL. So I'll have to move this behind the eye. Oh, I want it to like come out there and go back like a certain distance, like there, or even maybe further back, like near the head, like there. And so that'll be the eye, and I'm hoping that it puts the controller, like, because when you generate these, it'll give it like a widget, and I'm hoping it puts it at the end of the bone, because that'd be perfect. And then I've got this, which is this is gonna be the iris. So what's the, is there a proper name for this? Because I'm trying to remember the convention for making like a suffix. Because these other bones I use, it has cheek T, which is cheek top, and then cheek B, which is bottom. Then I've got lid T, lid B. But for the eye, I can't just call it IT, because it isn't the top. Maybe just I dot I, like the letter I for iris, just to be consistent with the convention. And then dot L to discriminate what side it is. Or I could just use nose, because on the nose, I've got nose and then nose 1 and nose 2. Maybe I go I and then I 2. But I don't know. I guess we'll just call it, we'll call it I2, I guess. I.L. Or... brow... yeah, okay. Call it O1. That's what I've done for the eyebrows, so we'll do that for the eye. Now, this will stick out, and this will be a deformed bone, the other one will not. So I just gotta make sure... oh, actually, cool. So this one's already marked as basic pivot, and then this one I'm going to mark as a... I guess an anchor. Actually, there is a difference between an anchor and a pivot. And let me just look up what the anchor does. I've forgotten. I know what a pivot does, I just don't remember what the anchor does. Oh, where's the docs? I don't think I bookmarked it. I did not... no. I did not bookmark it. I'll have to find it. 1 second. Blender documentation. User manual. And yeah, I need to make sure that it's the right version, because this is 4.0, and I want 3.5. I just want to make sure before I do this. There might not be a big difference at all, but I've used anchors for like everything else, but I have not used I think the only time I've ever seen anchor is on the eye, and I just want to like make sure I know what it does. Rig types. Because I don't think that's a skin anchor. No. Now what am I looking up? Pivot. That's what I'm looking up. Rigify pivot. Rig types. Oh, this just literally lists them. I swore there was... oh yeah, if I click on that, basic pivot, single bone rig that contains a custom pivot control for rotating scaling. Okay, I think I want an anchor. All right. I'll stick with anchor. Because when you move it, I know how anchors move, and the way I'm thinking of moving this eye is how I would use the anchor. Skin, basic, where's skin, anchor? I think that's it. Oh. Oh yeah, this doesn't have deforms, yeah. The thing, well, let's just, because I don't even know if this will work if I generate it, if it'll have some weird error. So we could try generating it, see what we get. And I should probably change this to, instead of being a cube, I'll make it a circle, because that'll just be easier to handle. And then we will regenerate and hope and pray it does not give me some error saying you're not allowed to oh no, okay, it works. Hooray. Oh. But the pivots are rotated the wrong way. Okay. I mean, it's like close. Like that's kind of what I want, almost. I would just love it if these pivots were just rotated. which is probably something, it's probably not a big deal. I could probably do that with some setting. But, I mean, we got something. That's great. I just need to make sure that I don't think that made a deform bone. I keep forgetting that step. So this anchor needs to be deform, regenerate. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of some kind of constraint, but I haven't tried setting that up with the meta rig before. So maybe if I do this. I've just changed the orientation bone. I'll see what happens. What was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say. But yeah, the trick is like making it so, because I'm sure Rigify has a way to let you do that. Oh. Okay, that doesn't quite work the way I was expecting, but I guess that does make sense. What was I saying? Sorry, I've just completely... Well, this is rotated the right way now, which is epic, but something is wrong still. The eye, it's not parented to the eye anymore. Okay. That's... I must have done something wrong. Hold on. Orientations. Maybe, oh, it's not no, it's not parented, that's right. Silly me. Gotta parent it to the I.L, and I gotta make sure that it, like, does that. Oh, for whatever reason, the eye on the other side is in a completely different spot. I have no clue why. I think I'll just delete it on the right side and symmetrize it. There we go, that should hopefully not, because sometimes when I copy bones, I'll have, like, settings in, like, the Rigify type, and it just completely removes them. Like here. It just removes the settings sometimes. Okay, that's okay. That seems to work. So these both have the same orientation, and they just need to be parented. And I think they are. Yeah, okay, now that they're parented, let's try that again. Because maybe it might give us an error this time. If something gets parented to the eye, it might not like it. Because it, okay, it works, never mind. I was gonna have like a whole game theory on why it might not work, but I guess I don't need that now. Alright, well this is sort of what I want. But I also, yeah, that's something I didn't quite think of. Is that the entire eye socket may be... I gotta think about how I want to do this. Because with the Rigify socket, that can rotate, but it's like flush with the face, whereas this one is really deep in the face. And it does take, if I turn the Rigify thing off, it takes the eye with it, and I'm sure there is a way to have that just maintain its rotation, like it only copies its position and not its rotation. I'm sure there's a way, but it's just taking the entire eye with it, because the entire eye is in fact parented to this, and I have to decide if that's what I want. And I don't think that's what I want a bone back here to move the eye, but I don't want it where the, what am I trying to say? I don't want it where the entire socket itself is like coming with it, if that makes sense. So I think what I need to do is that LI bone needs to be where it was before and still be everything will still be parented to it. But it won't be it won't be recessed in the skull, and I'll need to make another bone that does that. And that bone is not gonna, the bone that'll be at the back is not gonna have the other stuff parented to it, just this. And now that I think of it, yeah, I think that's what I need to do. So give that a shot. I'll give it a swing. So yeah, because this bone I wanted to like dual purpose it where it's like a socket and I can rotate a pivot from it, but I can see that's not gonna work. Just the way it's all parented. I could remove this now. Because yeah, I want to just be able to move it like that, and then rotate the eye from behind it. That's what I want. So I can't do that with the way this is set up. So this needs, I gotta make sure symmetry's on. So I'll have that coming out because I want the socket to be like there because it puts the controller at the base of the bone. So how long do I want this? We'll make it 0.05. And then I need another, I'll have to think carefully about the bone names now because I don't know what I would call all of this, but I'm gonna need to name it something. I'll need to rename some stuff. So, what will I call this? What should I call all these? Li, because they're all called Li, which is like not great. Well, let's see. Well, this is like, oh, that's the wrong, it's flipped them to the other side, oops. I'll keep this one named as it is because Rigify has already kind of named that one. So I'll leave the Rigify, the ones that Rigify has explicitly named, I'll leave those alone. This one I will call maybe Li dot the letter I for iris, then L.01, or yeah, I'll call it that, and then the tip of it I'll call this, and then I'll move this there. Oh, now I just gotta make sure what bone types these are. Basic pivot. That is a skin anchor, and that is a basic. Okay, cool. That's satisfactory. And then I just gotta make sure that the relations, like the parenting and whatever, because that's where I went wrong, was the parenting. Okay. I just gotta, because I keep collapsing these menus out of habit, and I keep forgetting where everything is. I think it's relations, that's the, yep. So Li, and then this needs to be parented to L.I, or I.L, that's what I've called it. And then that needs to be parented to I.I.L, the letter I for iris, because that's kind of what it controls. And now it might work. Oh, and I just need to double check that I have deform bone enabled for some of these. So that should be a deform bone, and that should not. Okay, let's generate. How many bones? I don't know. All I know is, here's what I know about bone count. For this type of character, for the Arc System Works workflow, they have way more than this. So I'm not worried at all about bone count. All I'm worried about is, because I've got some reference open of how their rigs work, and I'm just trying to like stick to their guidelines as much as possible, but in Blender, because they use some outdated Adobe soft image whatever that like no one maintains. That's what they use, the Arc System Works team. And the reason I'm using them as a reference is because, like, I mean, I don't think I need to say why. It's like no other studio has done like better anime characters. So it's like, their standard is like the best standard. So I'm gonna try and stick to that. And yeah, they have a lot of like more complicated stuff. But in terms of the face, I've tried to make it similar. Like it's close. It isn't exact, but what I've got going is pretty close. All right, now, oh no, this still doesn't quite work the way I want. Oh, okay, that's a bit of a shame, because the nothing seems to want to be parented to the eye socket for whatever reason. Now all the parenting is like broken. That is weird. This should move the entire eye, and it isn't. But everything is like parented to it though. Like that's all parented to it, and it isn't moving anything. So that's weird. I wonder why that's happening. But this works, like the rotating part works. So that's cool. Okay. Well, I'll need to think that over, but we should at least vertex paint some of this so that the eye will actually follow it. Sorry if I haven't been like paying attention to chat. Sorry, I'm just in the zone. I'm very, very I just, my 100% of my brain's RAM is just on this naming bones and stuff. Give me 1 minute. I just need to like figure out if that's the right bone. Okay, that looks like it. Yeah, so I'm basing it on the Guilty Gear stuff. But the thing is, like, based on is the right word, because that's the best I can really do. I've read every available source, and I've looked at their models, but the thing is I don't have their source files, so I can't look at how they've actually done it. I can only look at like rips, like model rips and stuff to like decipher and figure out for myself what's going on. And that's what I've done, but I don't have, like, I'm not Arc System Works, so I don't have all of their knowledge. I'm just trying to do the best I can with what I do know about their stuff. And I still have a bit to go, but so far it's worked. Like, the rest of the body is like perfect. It's just the face is particularly complicated because I think the face on its own has more bones than the entire body. So that's why it's taken a bit longer. And actually, you know what? It hasn't taken all that long, because I remember, I don't know if anyone here's seen their GDC talk. That's like the most popular one about, just, they go over like the basics of like how they kind of do everything. And at the very, very, very end, there's like Q&A. And I completely forgot that this section existed, but it's actually very illuminating because some guy actually asked them how long it takes the artist to do this stuff. And I was expecting like 3 weeks or 4 weeks, but the guy straight up said, oh yeah, no, it takes us like 4 months. And it's like, oh, cool. So I'm not falling behind after all. Because I'm sitting here, like, I've been doing the face rig for like a week now. And I'm like, God, this has taken so long. And then I realized that for those guys, the big shots in Japan, it takes them the same amount of time. And it's like, oh, cool. Okay, that's normal. All right. So yeah, it is probably, I will say, most normal 3D models for an indie game would not take that long for sure, because you do like the low poly style that everyone does. And you could probably do a model in a week that way or under. But, you know, in the interest of trying to stand out a bit, I thought, what if I did an Arc System Works quality character? And it's, well, I've certainly learned a lot. And I was going somewhere with this. I had a point. Well, yeah, it's just like, yeah, it's just quality seems to take a bit, is what I've learned. So I think, yeah, because I know there was a few people in my Discord that have also been trying to do this. I hope you're still working on them, because I know you guys were getting kind of frustrated with stuff. I think some guy sent me his, he was trying to do like the shoulder piece. He's had a bit of a tough time with the weighting of it, because it is kind of complicated. And yeah, it was like aggravating, and yeah, I wouldn't blame people if they just gave up on it, to be honest, because it's hard. It's so hard. But I mean, the way I see it is, if I have like so many compounding reasons why I want to do it this way, and if I can tick all those boxes, I'm going to be very happy. There is something a bit weird about the iris. I think I know what it is, because I'm moving it around and I'm noticing that it's like squishy, and it's like, it shouldn't be squishy, and I remember why now. It's because temporarily I mapped the iris. Oh, where's the weights? Where's my vertex paint? There we go. Because I temporarily weighted the eye to the head bone, so I gotta take that off. Just gotta remove it, and then it should stop being squishy like that. But yeah, I think for the timeline for their Japanese artists that like have worked in the industry for like 15 years or more, for those guys, I think they literally just, the rig takes like a whole month. Like, I remember he broke it down and he said usually like 2 months to do the modeling, and then it was like 2 months to do animation. And I don't know where rigging falls in there, but I would imagine rigging is like the first month of animation, and then the second month is animation of that stage. That's what I would imagine. All right, this is much better now. It actually one-to-one follows the eye, like that. So that's cool. But, oh, wait a minute. Something's not right. Something's wrong. The right eye just does not work, like straight up. What's going on? The left eye, oh. Wait. Because I'm like, what's going on? Like the entire right eye is just straight up. It's not cooperating. It's just, it's like now, and then it's just not moving. Oh. And for whatever reason, the controller is all the way up there. What's going on? Oh, okay, I must have broken... Something must have broken with the symmetry. So if I symmet... Yeah, for some time... I don't know, it does that sometimes. The symmetry just kind of breaks. So let's try that again. This is basic pivot. That is basic... Oh, no, yeah, so this is the wrong bone. See, I've... Okay, now it's... Okay, the panel's updated now. All right. Okay, let's regenerate and see if it actually gives me the controller for the other eye. Buzz cut Gabi. Yeah. Well, yeah, the thing is, for those that don't know, because Gabi actually doesn't... Some people have asked me, why does she have human ears? Because Gabi doesn't have human ears. But my trick is that... Because these models take a while, and I figured if I'm going to make more of this, I should make it modular and have it so that if I need to make another character, then I don't have to do it all from scratch again. So that's why I've gone in modeled in a lot of stuff that isn't really going to be needed on Gabi, but I would use for someone else. So for instance, if I need to make Felix's model, I can use this as a base, because Felix has ears like this, and I can just change up the face proportions, change the hairstyle, change the body proportions, and that's it. Instead of having to like start over from like a cube. So yeah, so it took a bit of extra effort to like model in human ears that Gabi is not going to have, but that's going to save like 4 months of work for a new character. So that's cool. And I thought, hey, well, yes, it's an extra few days of like pain to model her ears, but saves, you know, what would you rather put up with is the question. And it's like, well, I'd rather not start another character from scratch if it can be helped. Now, I kind of just want to sort out this thing with the eye, and I don't know what else I'll have time for this stream, but the thing that's bothering me is that the whole parenting is kind of weird with this. I think the right eye works now? Yeah, okay, so that works. So I can move these. But the way that this is all like oh, and this straight up, for whatever reason, this will rotate the eye. And the way, what is going on there? What? Okay, that's future Ray problem. I'm not going to bother with that one yet. But it seems that these eye sockets can't be moved. They can only be rotated, which is strange because I swear I was able to move them earlier. But I don't know. Maybe I have to adjust a setting. But the bottom eyelid is just straight up not tracking. So that's a problem. So I need to investigate. Oh, that's why. Okay. So this is not parented correctly. The bottom eyelid is just hanging loose on its own. Relations. Parent eye.l. There we go. That should fix that problem. But why can't I not move the eye socket? It might be the bone type. That could be it. Because the eye... I think when I was looking this up earlier, I think this is what made me pick an anchor over a pivot for the iris bit, is because I don't think you can actually move anchors. Or pivots, sorry. Anchors you can move, pivots I don't think so, because there's this bit here where it's a single bone rig type that creates a custom pivot control for rotating and scaling. It doesn't say moving. So that could, maybe you can't move those, which would make, I guess that makes sense. So maybe I need to change that from a pivot to an anchor as well. But, well, let me just double check. Anchor. Oh, that doesn't show up on this page. But anchors have worked fine everywhere else, so I'll do that. So this basic pivot needs to be a... Oh, because there's another type of bone as well that might actually be better. I think it's just called a basic pivot. Or... No, I'm just going to use anchor, because anything with the word pivot I'm like skeptical of now. And this widget type is going to be a circle. Like the actual widget it makes. And then it doesn't have a... the orientation needs to be set as well. I gotta set that for the other eye. Circle. And then I just need to make sure, okay, those are parented to the eye. And this is, okay. I think we're good. Let's try that. Why not just do Vroid? Oh, let me show you. Hold on, let me show you. I have a perfect demonstration on why I'm not using Vroid. Vroid is, I hate it. Give me a second. Okay, because something you gotta understand. The reason I'm doing Arc System Works is because those have the best looking anime characters in the market. And that is what I want. Because not many people have done it. Which means you are going to be hard-pressed to find a game, not from Arc System Works, with character models that are that good. And I like characters a lot, so I want to really sweat them. But I tried doing... I'll tell you right now, I just got to find it. I did try Vroid, and it looked garbage. It looked complete garbage. I just got to find it. I have a picture of it, just to prove it. I'm not making this up. I did try it, and it was... It doesn't... Yeah, you'll know when... Hold on, let me just... You'll know it when you see it. Yeah, Vroid, no. Vroid is not... That's like if you want to do VR chat stuff. I hate it how it looks. It doesn't look like... Remember, the main goal here is that when you look at this character model, it has to look like a drawing. Like you look at a frame of it, and you think that it's a drawing, but it isn't. That's the trick. Because remember, this isn't just the in-game model. This is for every... thing. This is for promotional materials, for thumbnails. This is for like the box art. Like this is where this character model is going to be used in all of that stuff, so that I don't have to keep drawing the character over and over. I'm trying to find this screenshot of the Vroid version, and I can't seem to. I think it might be in my Discord somewhere. Let me dig it up. Because the thing with Vroid is that it superficially looks anime, but it isn't. Like, when you've researched Arc System Works, you realize how bad it is. So, yeah, hold on. I found it. Okay. You guys ready? Are you guys ready? So this is Vroid Gabi. That's Vroid Gabi. So that's like... Oh, it's anime. It has big eyes, and it has line work, and like the most default looking toon shader. But this is not how anime looks. Like, I don't know who thinks that this is how anime looks. This doesn't look... This looks like a 3D model. Does it not look... You're looking at it. Does it not look just like a 3D model? Of course it does, because whoever made Vroid didn't research this stuff, and they just went, oh, toon shader... yeah, it doesn't have any of the correct topology that you actually need for anime stuff. And, yeah, it's convenient and quick, but, like, I would be embarrassed if this was the character. If I put this in the game, I'd be embarrassed. I'd be ashamed to show anyone. Because this, go look, you guys watch more anime than I do, probably, so go look up your favorite anime, get a frame from it, like Naruto or whatever, and you put it next to this model and tell me if it looks remotely, like, close. I can tell you now it doesn't, because cell animated stuff does not have hair shaded like this. This is like what DeviantArt people do. Like they have like the gradient shadows, which is not what I see done in cell animation. The freckles, well, I don't know. They don't have that stuff. The line work, it's just off. Like that's the word. It's all just off. It looks like a 3D model trying to imitate anime, and that's because that's what it is. And so is my thing, to be fair. But this is my model with the same, like, I've tried to put like the same kind of costume on it. And if I was to show you, if I just touch the lighting up, because I haven't finished the normals on the hair yet, but if I touch those up and showed you a picture of it, would you think that's a 3D model? Like if I went in Photoshop and just like touched up the normals, because I haven't done the normals on the hair yet, but if I got rid of that, like which one looks more convincing to you? I know I know the answer for sure. And this isn't even finished yet. Like this is not even done. And this is what I was able to do in Vroid, and it's just like, I don't know. I think the difference is pretty stark. So yeah, that's why I'm not using Vroid, because I mean, it speaks for itself. Like, what would you like? Let's say you're making your passion project indie game. Who do you want to represent it? You want this Vroid looking jank, or do you want this? And I know what I want, and yeah, it takes longer than Vroid, but that's the price. Because this took like a day, and yeah, I could be done and over with, whatever. But like, who's gonna like this? It just looks bad. Like I can't release something that has this in it. I just can't do it. It has to be like great. Otherwise, why would anyone care about it if it's just? Because you know what's gonna happen? Because I've seen this happen when people take shortcuts like this. Players notice, and then you start getting like, oh, this guy just asset stored his whole game. And it's like, yeah, that's because that's what happened. So that's why if you want to make it like good, you got to go the extra mile. And that's what I'm doing. So yeah, it takes a while. It's taken me as long as it is the AAA guys to do it. But I'm going to get this at the end and not this. So, and it's like, hey man, like my whole game revolves around this one asset. Like this is the most important asset in the game. I'm not going to shortcut it and compromise just because it takes less time for the main character. Like, no way. So that's why I'm not using Vroid. No way. I hope that satisfies your question. Will Gabi have lips? I mean, she does. There we go. She does have them. They're not going to be prominent because she isn't like, you know, I'm not a big fan of lips. They're just going to be very neutral like that. I don't think her old model's kind of the same, but the normals are really bad on her old model. So the lips look swollen, but this is, I'm just gonna have it like that. Elijah says, my mother thinks this is anime. Well, yeah, I mean, like you show some beginner guy that's only been in VR chat, then yeah, they'll think that's anime too, but then you look at like, yeah, like I used to think so, and then I looked at Guilty Gear and I was like, now that's anime. And that's what I want people to think when they look at my game. I want them to be confused when they look at it and go, did this guy like draw a sprite sheet? Like, how did he do that? Like, that's what I want people to go. When people look at this, they're not gonna, like, that isn't amazing. There's nothing remarkable about this. It's not gonna draw any eyes. Everyone's gonna look at this and go, oh, bro VR chatted his game. Because I've seen people try this and it's just, they all look the same. And it's like, well, do I want to be a forgettable, like, Vroid looking game? Or do I want to, like, you know, make something cool? So, you know, it means you have to spend months on a model instead of days, but you get a good model. So it's like, why the hell not? And I will say, if this was any other project that didn't have, like, a main... Like, if this was some kind of, like, MMO game or anything that didn't revolve around, like, a central character, I probably wouldn't bother with it. But because it's my game and the entire gameplay is like based on like this character that is always on screen, then yeah, it has to be good. Like you gotta put in the work. So anyway, I hope that was an interesting story about when I tried Vroid. I don't think I actually have told anyone about that. So I mean, yeah, I did try it. I'm not coming from like a place of like, you know, just spewing things out of nowhere. I did try it. That's the result I got. And I was like, this sucks. So there you go. Now, I've totally forgot what I was doing for the rig. I was doing something. Oh, I totally forgot. Artworks based Gabi is based Gabi. That's correct. Did you use cat facial proportions? I guess? I think I know what you mean. I remember there was some image that went trending a while back of like how anime faces like use cat proportions. I didn't think about that at all, to be real with you. I just have drawn anime faces so much, not knowing it was based on cat proportions, that I ended up with something that kind of looks like it anyway. So, yeah, like I literally... This is not the first attempt either. I remade the face like 3 times to get it to look like this. And yeah, no, I was not thinking about whether it was cat proportions or not. I was just looking at my concept art of Gabi and going, does this match? And I just kept doing it over and over until it did. And yeah, so it's mainly I'm thinking more about, I had like my drawing of Gabi I had, and then I was thinking, does this match the drawing? Does this match the drawing? Does this match the drawing? Like at every little thing. And I've got it as close as I could probably get it model-wise. All right, so now that the eye seems to now let me move it, which is really cool, because it's now a skin anchor instead of a pivot. I think that's what I was up to before, yeah. But, whoa, wait a sec. Something about... The right eye keeps breaking. Something about the right eye is not good. If I move this eye out, the other... Oh, no. Okay, I must have forgotten to... I must have only done all that stuff to one side. Yeah, I reckon, yeah, the Vroid shading does look pretty jank as well. So, let me just think about the eye. Just gotta concentrate. Oh, it's in here, I think. Skin anchor. Oh, no, it's the... Huh. I mean, it's the same? There's something about the parenting that must not be right. Oh, well, hold up. What? Wait, hold up. It's this little guy here is going the wrong way. What on earth? Oh, it's parented to the... It's because that one's parented to the left eye. I thought it would have mirrored that, but it didn't. Oh well, now that should work. And then this lower eyelid is also not parented correctly to the right eye. Okay, this time. The only thing then is just getting it so that the eye's rotation stays locked, which I have to think there's some way to do that. I just haven't done it in this particular way. Okay, so I can rotate. Oh no. Oh, come on. Just give me a break. What's going on? Oh, come on now. It's slightly better, but... Oh, okay. Come on. Why is this not acting up? Why is this... Can this just get along with me for once? Let me just double, triple check the parenting for... Oh, because this has to... Yeah, parents on this one is wrong. There we go. Please be that... Please, like, let that only be it. Please. Oh, okay, this one's also wrong. I just fixed that one. I could have sworn... Could have sworn I fixed that. Hold up. I think there might be a bone missing. Oh, this is oh, that's why, because this I didn't name this one right. I skipped. I must have like duplicated the bone and like mirrored it and then renamed one side without it doing the other. That's why I'm so confused. This is named wrong. It's meant to be named this. That's why the symmetry is acting up all weird. And then this bone is meant to be parented to I.I.R. That's it. There we go. Okay, I think that's it. I say that and it's probably gonna break again, but I really think that is it. That should do it. Okay, those seem to be acting alright. That's acting okay. So now I can move the entire eye, which will be handy. Where's the thing? This. There's another bone. Aha. This one. No, there's another one. Where's the other one? Where's the pivot? Hello? Pivot bone, where did you go? There's meant to be another, Oh, it's back. Wait, no. There's meant to be a, where did it go? There's a missing, something's missing. The thing that controls the rotation of the iris is gone. Uh-oh. It was there a moment ago. It's not there on either sides, unless I've like marked it as some, yeah, like unless I've like, I can't remember now. Does it generate deform? Yeah, it generates deform bone. So it uses this. Yeah, it's the exact same. The symmetry is the exact same on either side. So maybe it's just in there and I can't see it. Because there is a lot going on. So maybe if I turn some of this off. Okay, it's meant to be on this layer. And I can't see it. It's meant to be... It's meant to be parented to this. Like there's meant to be another bit attached here and it isn't. It's meant to be... Oh. But it's in the meta rig. I know it's in there. I know it's in there. I'll try regenerating one more time. There's meant to be a pivot on the eye that is like not showing up anywhere. Unless it's like overlapping with something, like it's actually there, but I just can't see it. So let's check the hierarchy of bones. I need to like dig into like the branches and see, because I know it's in there somewhere. Oh, yeah, there's a lot. See, this is why Rigify is cool, because I don't have to look how many. There's so much going on in here, and I'm glad I don't have to do this all by hand. Actually, maybe if I look at the deform group, because I just need to see if it's actually there. It's a deform bone, so maybe if I just look at the deform layer, it'll show up. Oh. I mean, I think that's it. I think it's there. I'm pretty sure that's it. If I go to Org, that's the prefix for like the, yeah, because it does include a copy of the meta rig itself. So it's there and it's named, what is it named? LI01. And this has got the same name, IL01. All right. So it's there, but the controller is like, I can't see it. Because it is linked to a controller. I just literally, like, I don't know. So it's this one. It's the one I want. Widget type. So it's a circle. All right. So it's maybe it's just overlapping with like the other eye. Let me check what it's parented to though. Okay, it's parented to the pivot. All right. Okay. Let's move this to the second group. See what happens. Rigging isn't. Yeah, it is a nightmare. It do be like that. It do be like that. Oh, it's still... oh no, it's still gone. Oh no, okay, there it is. Oh, oh no. Oh, it is okay. So it's intersecting with the big, eye controller. Oh, but no, those are not intersecting. Those are the same. Oh no. What is it doing? It's like, you saw me. I clicked on the specific bone that's meant to just control the iris, and I've moved it on layer 2, and I'm on layer 2, and this bone is showing up on both layers, and it's named the same thing, I think, except the name is not showing up on this one, because I've got, what's the thing I've got turned on? There's a thing I've got turned on. Viewpoint display names. This one is not showing a name. That is very... I'm very worried. I'm very worried. That should be showing a name. Why is it not showing a name? What's going on? It has a name up when I look at here. In the little inspector thing up here. It says humanoid rig IL01. But it isn't... What? Why is it acting like the eye socket? It's not the eye socket. That's on the other layer. That's this one. But it's like merged them into the same one. Oh no, no. What is it doing? What is it? Okay, maybe that whole idea was bad of like trying to do the eye that way. Maybe that's not the way. Because yeah, when I rotate that, it's meant to take... yeah, I don't know what happened there. It was working 10 minutes ago. Now it is not working. It's meant to rotate the whole eye. Unless I've got some weird dependency loop thing where I've like parented stuff wrong. Maybe I accidentally reparented something somewhere where it shouldn't. That's the only thing I can think of. That's the only thing I can think of. But these are both parented to the face. Because that's the eye, and then this is parented to the eye socket, the thing that rotates, which is, yep, that's meant to be there. Oh, I can untick inherent rotation. All right, I was actually looking for that anyway. So that'll stop the eyes from like rotating up and down. If it'll, if I can actually get that controller to show up. That's the socket. And this is the eye itself. Okay, so if I go to this mode. Yeah, okay, so when I move this, the entire eye should move, which it does. It moves the entire eye, which is great. Then when I move this, it should move the socket. And then you see how the socket, now that I've ticked that thing, it stays like parallel. That's great. That's poggers. And then I could just rotate this on its own and move that, which is also poggers. So that looks fine. But if I try and generate it, one of those controllers will be missing for some reason. So let's try and regenerate it now with like the controller, because now that I've got the rotation set, maybe it'll reveal itself now, or not. I don't know. So yeah, when I rotate this, it should rotate the eye. Oh, unless. Okay. Well, the eye rotation stays where it is, but where's the controller for it? Because the controller would be staying where it is, and I don't see a single thing. Like, there should be a green shape that is, like, not rotating, and I cannot see one. But the eye is doing what I want somehow. George is getting upset. George is getting angry. Okay, there's something wrong with the way this is parented there. Because, yeah, there's something about the way this is parented that's wrong. Because this, I mean, well, it is parented though. That's the thing, is that moving that pivot should, unless if I do the thing I was trying to do, where if I go local rotate, it inherits location, but maybe that isn't the location of the end. Maybe that's only the location. Oh well, see, I think that's rubbish, because that line, that dotted line, which I do not know if you guys can see that dotted line on my video quality, it's going to the end of the bone. So I thought location would copy that. Maybe it's copying this, like the actual root. Maybe that's the location it's copying, and that's why when I rotate it, it's... But no. But if that was the case, then it wouldn't be behaving this way, the way it is now. Because here it's following the thing, and the rotations, like it's acting the exact right way I want to in the meta rig. So that should work in the thing in the normal rig too. That's my theory anyway. That's what should happen. So what is what's the deal here? What's going on? The thing is that I know after a certain amount of time I'll work it out, and like I always work it out. It's just this bit before where it's like it'll probably be really obvious to me, but it's just basic pivot. Basic pivot. I'm just double, triple checking all these parents, and I know that these are all the exact way I want them. Generate deform phones. Maybe I need to tick one of these. Suppress control, what does that do? We'll see. That hasn't been ticked anywhere. If that had been ticked somewhere and it was hiding something, I'd maybe, but that isn't ticked. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Don't uncheck inherent rotation, but hold on. You won't rotate the eye with the head? Well, ooh, maybe. There might be, there might be something I could do though. Oh no, it does, I think. Oh yeah, no, you are right, it doesn't. But I do want it to act like this though, so I don't know. I'll just leave it like that for the moment and I'll work out something, but I just want to get the actual parenting part to work. But what's this about MatPat? You guys are talking about MatPat. Oh, is MatPat gone? Is he going? No. Well, I hope it's a theory. I hope that's just a silly game theory that he's leaving. I hope so. What would the game, whatever, what's the name of the channel? What would the game theory be without, there would be no game theory lore without MatPat. What's going on? Man. Well, how long has he been? He's been doing that for a while now, hasn't he? Like, I remember still being in school when I first heard of MatPat. So what is he, like, what is he gonna do now? What is MatPat gonna do? 13, yeah, god, that's a while. He was, like, around when, for that era of YouTube. It's crazy. I do miss 13 years ago YouTube though, for real. I miss that. Back when like you could actually like customize your channel page with cool stuff. Like you could change the colors. Because that's probably like if 13 years, if I'm doing that math correctly, it would have been around that time where I don't know, does anyone remember, like I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about, but like when you used to have a YouTube channel and you could like change the background and all the panel colors and the And if you were like certified or whatever, you could like have your own custom banner at the top. I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about, but I missed that. MatPat was around for that, so I don't know. Maybe that's why he quit, because he couldn't do that to his channel. Couldn't change the colors. He's gonna do. Oh, he's still gonna do stuff. Oh, cool. That's awesome. Oh, hold up. I just noticed something. Oh, okay, no, that's just the back of the pivot. Never mind. I thought I saw a bone like coming out of nowhere, but it's nah, false alarm. I'm just trying to work out what's going on. What is going on? Oh, thanks, Yukaro. Well, yeah, I'm hoping it'll look really sick when I can get the eye to work. Ugh. I hate getting stuck like this, but I mean, yeah, it do be like that. I can see why. Who was that earlier that said I was like he was wanting to do like 3D models, but he kept getting stuck? Yeah, I can understand that a lot now. I'm feeling that right now, for real, for real. Where's the controller? Maybe I need to change the widget it's using, because it's like I know it's in there. It's the controller I'm looking for. I know it's in there somewhere. Maybe I need to change the widget so it's easier to see. But what I will do, I'll backtrack a little bit and make this, instead of a circle, because what is this? This is the, yeah, I'll turn off that rotation stuff because it seemed, I think it was working before I did that. I can't remember now. Maybe it was. But I'll get rid of, oh, maybe connected? Maybe I need to take that on. Then it might work. And then I'll change the widget it's using to something else, just so that I know that it's like, it might do something. So I'll change it to a cube, so that if there's a cube in the eye at all, I know that it's this. Because there are too many circles. Alright, let's try you again. When are we gonna get the Discord back? Okay. Alright. Okay. I've been thinking about that. I won't lie, I've been thinking about that. I actually have a lot to say about all of that. I have some things to say about the Discord and a lot of other things, community-wise. So I might as well tell you and see what you think. But in the new year, which was a week ago, a little more than a week ago now, I took a little short, not too long, just a little short vacation. So don't worry, I'm still working. I think I took like 3 days off. I literally, like, this vacation is literally like I just drove down 40 minutes to like some, like, to just another part of the country. It wasn't like a huge trip or anything, but it gave me a lot of time to just, I literally couldn't work because I didn't bring my laptop, and I was just able to think and reflect. And I do regret a lot that I kind of I have left you guys out of a lot of things. The live streams I'm trying to kind of use to sort of keep that going, but I know not everyone watches them. That I acknowledge. But I think I've done a worse job last year than the prior years at keeping you guys involved. And I actually have figured out why. I don't, like, this is going to get a little deep, so I don't know how many of you would actually care about this bit. But I'm going to tie this into another story real quick. How many of you guys have supported like a Kickstarter, like a game Kickstarter before? Leave me a hand emoji in chat if you have. Because if so, because I've been studying Kickstarter campaigns for no particular reason, and I was noticing a trend where a lot of the time the campaign was really well put together, the team was very confident, and then they just vanish off the face of the earth. And then people get pretty angry and they go, what happened? Did they just run off with the money? Did they scam everybody? And sometimes that's true. But the more projects I looked at, because I've looked at like a few dozen projects now, and I started noticing that all of them did this, where they would like, it was going really good at the beginning and then they just disappeared. And they really upset people. And part of me was thinking, like, do they not know that they're going to upset people by not saying anything? Like, do they not know this? Are they, what's that meme? Is he stupid? Like that. But then, like, it started to make sense. And it isn't like, some of them, yeah, like some of these projects, right? They will just take the money and run. And that is awful. But a lot of the time, at least from what I've seen, the team is like genuine and they really want to make good on their word. But things get so complicated and so much stuff happens, especially for video game projects. Things get so complicated because that's just what happens. That it's like I think what ends up going on is that they feel like they're so worried that, oh, we don't have any cool news this month because we just had to fix bugs, or we found this big technical problem or whatever. And it's like, we could tell people about all of this like chaos that's going on, but if we do that, people might be really let down. So we'll just say nothing until it starts to work. But then years pass because it takes a while to fix those problems. And I think what happened, I think especially for introverted teams, because there are some projects I've looked at where the people in charge are like very tech nerd, not marketing people at all, very like, they're on the field type people. And they tend to get it the worst, where they kind of just fall off the face of the earth and they say nothing, and then people lose confidence and faith in them. And it's a cycle I've seen this pattern so much, and I kept wondering, like, why do they do this? Because every time it happens, people get let down, so why do they do it? And here's why. It's just because I think for a lot of them, it gets to the point where they get so terrified of, like, bringing bad news that they just say nothing. But I think what they don't realize is by not saying anything, they're letting down them more. And then I looked at my channel, and I thought, oh, I've done the same thing, because since the Screen Australia thing went down, I've had a bit of a rough time. Let's just say, times have been kind of hard. Particularly like just mentally. Like I'm not one to kind of talk about this stuff usually, but mental wise, it's been unbelievably stressful, and I've just been like, it's just so much has gone like chaotic. Because after that happened, I tried hiring on some help with different elements like environments and code, and that all went wrong as well. So the Screen Australia thing didn't go to plan, and the whole last year of stuff didn't go to plan either. It went pretty... That's what I'm working on for my next video, by the way, is I'm trying to figure out how to tell that story, you know, in a tactful way, because it is very complicated. And I started getting really fixated on like video quality, and that's why I only made like 4 videos. And that's why to bring it back to the Discord, that's why I closed that as well, because I just wanted to focus, and I didn't want to like talk to anyone, because I was really disappointed with what was going on in the project. Like all the stuff that was happening, I had to throw out so much stuff, and the time I wasted on like Screen Australia, like that took months, and I got nothing from it really. And I was really let down, and I was like, man, this sucks. So I didn't want to say anything until I completely turned it around, and it was fine. But it's taken a while, man. Let's just say it takes time. So I've sort of loosened my grip on that a little now, and I'm trying to develop a plan, because I don't just want to jump in and start sharing everything. Just give me 1 minute. I'll be right back. Just give me 1 second. Okay, all right, I'm back. So, where was I? Yeah, so I could start telling you the whole story of what happened, but that would take an hour. So that's what my video is going to be about. But to bring it back to the Discord and everything and the community stuff, because one thing that it was doing to me, I didn't realize this till like last week, what was going on. What was happening was all of that disappointment that I was dealing with just myself, I did not want to unload that on you. I did not want to tell you that things had just been not going well, because who wants to hear that, right? Like no one wants to hear that stuff. But instead, I said nothing, and I think you guys, I don't think you're happy. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think you would tell me, but I think you wouldn't. I think you are, if I had to guess, if you're being real, I think you want to see more. You want to know what happened, and I think I understand now how to frame it properly. I think I understand where you guys are coming from now, because I wasn't thinking about what you guys were thinking. I was more thinking about, man, I was so let down and disappointed by all this stuff, and like the Screen Australia stuff in particular, because I mean you guys know that story already. Because yeah, it was like doing all that was hard and everything, and to put in all that months of work to like have it not go well, and the contract to be what I got, I was like, God, like can this just like go right? Like can something just go right here? And it messed with like my mentality so much that I got so terrified of bringing bad news and messing up. Not just making mistakes. This is not like a fear of failure thing. Like this is different in the sense that I didn't want to let you down, and I didn't want to, that feeling I had of being disappointed and let down, it was hard, and I didn't want to pass that on to you. And I didn't want you to feel what I felt going through this stuff, because it felt awful. Like I'm gonna be real, it felt completely awful. And it was like mourning almost. Like I went through the stages of grief and everything, and it was kind of just bothering me for the whole year. And it's like, well, this sucks. I don't want to like share this because it's like not fun. Like it isn't cool. It isn't like the cool fun like, oh, I made Minecraft in a day type stuff that people like to watch. It isn't that. This is like ugly. This is like drama that happens that I don't like talking about it, but that's sort of what happened. And I think I feel ready to talk about it. So I'm working on a script. The next episode is going to go into what happened after Screen Australia and with the contracting arc that I had, where I hired help to do like code and stuff and what happened. Because I think you guys, even though it didn't go well, I think you'd want to know anyway, because I think I realize now that you're sort of in for the ride. I think you guys can handle some bad news. Sorry, I haven't been checking chat. I've just been kind of saying what I have to say, but oh, does the model have Guilty Gear UVs? Yes, it does. It does. I don't know if I can bring those up. I'm starting to get kind of hungry, so I don't know how much rigging I've got left in me at the moment. But I'll see what you guys have to say, because this is kind of I guess this is something I want to let you guys in on a bit. But in terms of the UV, just real quick, yes, it has Guilty Gear UVs, and they look terrifying. But yes, it has them. That took a few streams to do, but it's there. Mongo says I got experience. I mean, yes, I did. Oh yeah, I sure did. The night is always darkest before the dawn. I mean, I think so. I would agree. Elijah says, as a fellow dev, I get the mental factor. It becomes such a strain for the rest of your life, but once you break through, you have so much to be proud of. I hope so. yeah. That's what I hope so. Infinity, because you asked, I haven't responded to all your messages, but seeing as you asked about the Discord, you said we want the Discord not to have more info about the game, but we want a place where we can talk. Yeah, I know. I think, yeah, because while that was all going on, I just didn't want to talk to anyone. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but I just wanted to shut up and work, and I didn't want to be like disturbed. And I know that sounds kind of selfish, and I'm sorry. But to put this in like, to put an extra layer on this, just interacting, like I'm an introvert already, but interacting with people while that was going on was even harder because I felt betrayed by what had gone down. And it was to the point where even getting a positive comment from some stranger, from one of you, I couldn't actually handle getting complimented because I thought they were lying to me. Like that's how it was. Like up until like just a few weeks ago, that's kind of what my mindset was. Because every time I get like complimented or even criticized, whatever it is, I would have to look at it and go, are they like telling the truth or are they lying to me? Because I've had to ask that question for every other person on the project that I've interacted with. I had to be like that. Like every email from Screen Australia I got, I had to be, are they lying to me? Every bit of code I got from the contractors, every time they told me that, oh yeah, we're gonna have this great system, it's gonna be great, I had to think like, are they lying to me right now? So it got to the point where that kind of spilled over, and I couldn't trust anyone, not even you. And I know it's a bit heavy. I know this is nothing to do with rigging. But seeing as you asked about the Discord, I felt I wanted to, like, I wanted to somehow say this, and I guess this is the place, I suppose. This isn't the sort of thing I'd make a video on, because it's like, I don't know. It isn't like, it's kind of only for people who know, like, they're the only ones that'll get it. But, yeah, that's sort of where I was. So I just needed to just completely, like, go monk mode. But I think I'm working up to that being over. I think when I went on that short trip and came back, something happened where it just made sense. Maybe I finished processing it all. I don't know what happened, but it all made sense all of a sudden. And I'm like, oh. And I'm like, yeah, I should bring that back. I should do this. I should do that. I should tell people what happened. And that's what I'm working towards at the moment. Okay, you know what? I don't think I'm going to get much more. I'm getting too hungry. I don't think I'm going to get much more rigging done for the next bit. I'm going to have to just rest my eyes on that for a bit. But community stuff, I'll let you in on what my next steps are, seeing as you asked about it, and this will sort of be a cool like epilogue to the stream. So later today I'll work on the rig and the eye stuff. Let's talk about what I want to do going forward to address all of this stuff, because I can tell you what I'm feeling, and that's not gonna that isn't a plan. That's not an action plan. So let's get into. I'll tell you some of what I want to do to sort of fix this up. I'd like to reopen the Discord, but I don't know when, because I need mods, and I don't know. I need to rewrite the rules because I think the old rules were too strict, and I need to. I think that's it for the Discord. Then there's the whole story of what was going on all of last year. That's a bit more of a complicated goal, because the devlogs there's a certain standard I like to meet with these. And I think I showed this a bit earlier at the beginning of the stream, but I'll show it again because it's kind of more relevant to show now. So I am working on a devlog to address that, like from January to July last year progress. This is the folder where I make all my devlogs, and it looks organized, but I want to completely change how this is done, because to make episodes is kind of a pain. Because let's take episode 38. This is my latest one. Because I want to make one devlog that tells the story from January to July last year on what happened, because it kind of is a self-contained. It's an arc, and I want to just have that in one video. The thing is, when I make an episode, I make a new folder for each one. Each of them has a footage folder where I record stuff. The thing is that this is something I came up with when I made like episode 1, and I didn't know how many I'd make. But now that I've made 38 of them, I've realized that organizing my project, like my devlogs this way, is a bit of a pain, because a lot of this footage gets cross-pollinated into other episodes. And it's a pain when it's all organized per episode. So let's say I want to make episode 39, and I want to use this clip of Reggie saying, "If it's not fun, why bother?" But this is in the episode 38 folder. So do I copy this to episode 39's folder? Or does episode 39 just reference because I'm using Premiere and it has references to all this media. It's like, do I move this to episode 39? Well, I could do that, but then episode 38 is going to have it's going to be looking for this file and it's going to be gone. So you got to open that back up and tell it where it is. And it's just messy. It gets real messy. So what I'm going to do instead, and this is what I'm going to start doing this like tomorrow, because I'm waiting, it should arrive today. I'm waiting for a hard drive tray to arrive. Because I actually, okay, don't get upset, but I have a full backup of my project files for the game and all the important stuff, but I do not have a backup of my devlog folder because I just do not have enough room, because there are terabytes and terabytes of footage. So I've got a hard drive in my desk right now that I've not used that is big enough, but I do not have enough SATA ports on my motherboard to install it. So I've bought a external dock so that I can plug in that hard drive, and I'm going to do a full backup of the devlog folder, and then I'm going to completely reorganize it so that instead of it being per folder, I just have one big bin of footage. I think someone in my Discord said that this was like flat versus tall file sorting, and so I want to do something a bit wide, flat, because sorting it per episode is just a pain. So what I want to do instead is I've got this folder called Common, which I am kind of using as a footage pool, and this just has like stuff I use in every episode. Like I've got gameplay footage of Feline, and I've used these clips in multiple ones, and I want to organize everything like that. And then instead of having a new Premiere project for every single thing, like every episode, because each episode is a different Premiere project, I'm just going to have one Premiere project, and each episode is going to be a new sequence. So that way, if I make a new text effect or template, I can just copy it to the new episode easily. So it's a lot of work, but it's going to make sorting through episodes a lot easier to do. So it's just organizing. It's going to be way easier, and I don't have to like spend like a whole day of setup of like project files and stuff before I make a new episode. So that's what's cooking there. And then I'm working on a script to also kind of like share about what all the weird stuff that happened last year. So that's kind of in the works in the background while I'm doing the rig. And yeah, so I think I there's a lot of stuff I also want to do, but I kind of just want to get that video out. I think that's the main priority one. Keep working on this rig and just get that video out there, because I think the more I try and do now, like the more I could try and also like handle the Discord and everything at the same time, but I want to get that video out first so that people are kind of up to speed of where things are going. And then I think after that point, I can then think about like reopening that stuff. And yeah, because I think it'll be a good timing when that's out, and then to just open it at the same time, because it's a bit of an event, you know? So that's how I want to do it. And yeah, it'd be weird to open the Discord, I think, just out of nowhere and have all of that stuff that you guys don't know about. So I want to tell that first, so that everyone's sort of like kind of up to the same area. But anyway, yeah, that's the plan. Elijah says that devlogs like One Piece. I mean, yeah, they're kind of they are a bit. But I do, after that stage is done, after that episode is made, I want to take a bit more of a less effort, like less perfectionism into the episodes too, because one of the reasons why these episodes have also been taking longer to make is that after all of that happened last year, in my head, I was like, okay, everything I do has to be 200%. Otherwise, I'm gonna let myself down if I don't, because yeah, I was just terrified of not doing my best job. So the 4 videos I made last year were really, like, I spent like maybe a month on each of them, and they were very like high effort. The editing was like perfect. The script was like perfect. I was trying to make it like, you know, I was trying to make it the best thing I could, but the thing is that by putting in that much effort, I couldn't make that many. And after I do this episode, because I want to tell the whole story in one episode, and after that, I need to reassess how I think I need to reassess some of that. Because I would like to upload more. I really would. I just got to figure out the way to do it where people can still follow along. So that's yeah. Raymond plus perfectionism? Doubt. Yeah, I know. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be really hard for me. But I know that holding myself to this bar, I think, is good. I think having high standards is good, but it was getting to the point where it was a bit too much, if you know what I mean. Like, I think I'm starting to realize that perfectionism, there is a way to wield it, and I think I was wielding it too tight. But it doesn't mean to drop it. It doesn't mean not have standards. So that's why I tend to reject any advice when people tell me to just lower the bar, because standards are useful. But I think it's more like I have to wield them more thoughtfully and wield them in a way that doesn't stop me from talking. I think that's the way I'm thinking about it currently. But anyway, sorry that got a bit heavy, but that's my thought process. That is the plan, community-wise. So yeah, the Discord is on the list, but I think my big priority at the moment is that video. I think you guys need to hear that story first. And yeah, I am hungry now. I'm gonna go eat. Raven sounds like a hero knight going to war. I mean, it kind of, like, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of is. It's like going to war with yourself. That's kind of what it is. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, so I'm just scrolling chat because I haven't seen all of these yet. But I hope that's like exciting. The thing is, I tend not to like talking about my plans before I do them, but I think you guys ought to know, just to keep you in the loop. But yeah. All right, thanks guys for watching. I'm actually getting like exhausted, hangry type, you know, that feeling. So I'm gonna go eat, and I'm gonna see if I can work out this thing with the eye, and then we'll see where things go. But I'm going to be live again next week, because while all that's going on, I have been trying to make an effort to like stream that same time every week, so that at least some of you are kind of in the know. So I appreciate you all for coming. I appreciate it. Devlog is coming. Folders are being organized. Rig is being done. And I'll see what I do with all this. I'll see what progress I make, and I'll check in. That's the word I'm looking for. I'll check in with you all next week. But yeah, take care, guys.